Welcome, gentlemen. I'm Don Burns with I Am Lakeland, and I have
Jim Carey with Eat.Play.Go.
Eat.Play.Go.
And Rick McCumber also with Eat.Play.Go.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. I want to thank Cohats for letting me use this wonderful room. And Eat.Play.Go, I've heard that name around. Eat, we all love to eat. Play, we all love to play. And go.
We all have to go.
That is right. Jim, tell me what is Eat.Play.Go?
Yeah, so what Eat.Play.Go has evolved to, it's interesting, the company actually was going in a completely different direction. So Eat.Play.Go essentially is a savings platform. My background, 30 plus years in the leisure, lifestyle, and travel industry, was working with some of the biggest benefit providers in the nation. And we would put together lifestyle benefits, which impact people's lives every single day, and we'd wrap those benefits up into a package of benefits that we would basically sell to big employer groups, associations, unions, etc., but large numbers. And did that for many, many years. And so what I wanted to do was essentially take this savings platform and these benefits that pretty much are only available to these large companies, and I wanted to level the playing field for the small to medium-sized business.
Excuse me, when you say savings benefit, for the layman terms.
Sure, I'll tell you exactly. So things like this, we have wholesale rates that are 25 to 50% below Expedia, Priceline, etc., on over 1 million hotels worldwide.
Oh, okay.
We can do that because we have what we call closed user group pricing. That means it's behind a secure login and password, and the prices are not available and exposed to the general public. So we can, businesses that are using our platform and customers using our platform, customers average $2,000 in savings a year. Businesses save a fortune on just the hotel platform alone. But then we have over 70,000 restaurants across the country, in every macro and micro market in the country. We're literally the largest discount savings network in the country. Over 1 million BOGOs, discounts and deals that can be redeemed mobilely from our mobile app, directly with businesses physically around the country. For example, in Lakeland, we have over 2,700 discounts right here in Lakeland.
27. In Lakeland?
In Lakeland, yeah.
So when you go to a restaurant.
That's correct. I could go right now, take my phone out, I can walk into Arby's and get 2 roast beef sandwiches for the price of 1. I could walk into Jersey Mike's, get a free drink, free large drink and a free chips with an order of a medium sub. I can go to Culver's and get a BOGO. And I can use, the difference with our platform is that our discounts are only exclusive to us. You'll never find them on Capital One, Honey, Groupon, or anything. Number 2, they are what we call evergreen, meaning you can use them every single day. So if you're an Arby's fan and you love their roast beef sandwiches, you can walk in there every single day and there's no limit. You can only do it once a day, but you can do it every day. And so then we have discounts on flights and car rentals. Then we have oil changes, car repairs at Firestone. We have villas, chalets, condos, vacation homes to compete with Airbnb, VRBO, and HomeAway, etc. At usually 10 to 15% off on those. We have every major movie theater in the country right here in town, 25% off Cinemark, AMC. All the different movie theaters. We have, what else? If I forgot anything, Rick?
Sounds like you got your feet in everything. If
well,
you want to save money.
Yeah, you're going to save money every single day using our platform, wherever you are, on vacation, at home, at work, it doesn't make a difference. And so my idea was to, with what was going on in the public markets since COVID, things changed. And so you've got quiet quitting, you've got the Great Resignation, you've got the millennials dominating the workforce, and they are demanding work-life balance, period, end of story. They'll take less money to get it.
Even us old buggies do that too.
That's right. So my idea was initially to go in to these employers, SMBs, small and medium-sized businesses, 32 million of them, and to essentially level the playing field for them so they could give that to their employees. And if you look at the economics of a business owner today, a 50-cent an hour raise to a full-time employee costs $100 a month. I mean, think about it, it's 20 bucks a week times 4 weeks times payroll burden, it's $100 a month. And all that does is disappoint the employee because 50 cents an hour isn't helping them at all.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, you know, to a business owner, I did a lot of interviews, I said, if you could walk into Starbucks every month with your great employees in tow, buy them a cup of coffee and change their life, would you do it? And they said yes. So essentially, that's what we do for the business owner. As an employee perks and rewards program, they can get the platform for $5 a month, essentially per employee per month.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
Not bad at
that
all.
really makes a difference to create a work-life balance, a better team, which drives ROI. So that was great. And I had,
There's more.
there's more.
There's more.
There's more. So Rick's actually my neighbor, and we've become great friends over the past year.
I got lucky, born and raised in Niagara Falls, New York, which is still 20 miles from Buffalo, so very familiar with the Buffalo weather. Lived around the country, but always went back to
Kind of
Buffalo.
something funny, I'm heading that way in about 2 weeks.
Oh, are you?
I kid you not.
Well, now's
Yeah.
a good time to go, yeah.
Yeah.
The snow won't fall till late August, so you're safe.
No, I wanna go in the snow, but I'm forced to go now.
Everybody says, I love the snow until you have to shovel 4 feet of it when it's 10 below
That's
zero.
right, yeah.
But anyway, so we moved down here to the warmer climate and got lucky enough to live next to Jim. And, Jim started talking with his idea he had with Eat.Play.Go, and I thought it was fantastic because I've been a big fan of the public-facing places where you go to save money on this, the Expedia, Priceline, Orbitz.
You know, it reminds me of that entertainment book when I was a kid.
Remember that?
We had that entertainment book where you get the coupons out, you had to buy the thing, and then you could use it.
And you had to buy that for every market that you wanted to go to, and when you rip the coupon out, they're gone.
Oh,
So
that's
think
right.
about this as basically a coupon book like that for the entire nation, and it never runs out.
Wow. Go on, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, so Jim was talking to me about it, and my background is I've been in customer service, managing, training. I spent 25 years building jewelry stores, going into places and building a team,
Oh,
getting
wow.
it profitable. Then my company would say, okay, Rick, on to the next state, and I love doing that. So Jim asked me to look at it from the customer's point of view, from a sales team point of view. So my job was to come on board, create a sales team, because we are national, we've had people around the country, and talk about how it best serves the customer. So I've been enjoying that. And like Jim has said, we've had so many iterations and things changing on this. New ideas have come up, and a lot of them have come from our sales team, our customers that we've talked to. So we listen, being a startup company.
That's right, grow.
You learn if you fail forward. You learn everything, you do it wrong, and then you fix it right away and make it right.
And these millennials change all the freaking time. You gotta follow the millennials that seem to be the big market right now.
Yeah. So anyway, Rick took a look at it. He saw he had some constructive criticism and so forth, made some changes and stuff, and then he was looking at getting back into the workforce. And I said, why don't you just come on board and be our national sales director? And so just got really lucky with Rick, and we've become good friends ever since. And so he's on board doing that. But interesting kind of business talk. So let's keep going with this thing, right? Because Sun Tzu, no battle plan survives confrontation with the enemy. Okay?
Right.
So we've built this company off of a book called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. And I may be 62 years old, but I am a Grant Cardone guy. I am a Gary Vee guy. I am a Tony Robbins guy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I
I love watching those guys.
Yeah, and and my partner Rohan, he spent 8 years in the Tony Robbins organization at a high level. He was the top volunteer. He used to get all the teams together for all the events, travel the world to Singapore and everything else. So
Wow.
he's been to all those masterminds and everything else. So that's the cloth we're cut from. The Lean Startup is all about building things the way they build things in Silicon Valley. And you can apply the Lean Startup to software development, to sales, to whatever you're doing. It literally is build, measure, either iterate, fix it, or pivot completely to go into a different direction if you have to, but do it quickly. I love failure because the word failure to me is not failure, it's feedback. Because it's only failure if you stop and you quit. It's just feedback otherwise. So I want people, like I was enrolling a person the other day, and I watched her go through the enrollment process personally on her phone while I was with her. And I could see an impediment to her enrolling. I called my partner immediately, and that afternoon it was fixed. But I loved that. Most people go, oh my God, it didn't work right, I'm really sorry. No, thank God I saw that and I could fix it right away, and it was fixed. We went to a meeting. So I'll keep going with this. So what ends up happening is, I started talking to small to medium-sized businesses and actually going out with the employee perks and rewards. And what ended up happening is that it's a nice to have, meaning this, I'm an air conditioning company doing $4 million in business this year. If I put that program in, am I gonna be doing $6 million next year? No. Am I gonna be doing $2 million next year? If I don't put it in, no. So the reality is it's nice to have, okay? But what it was a toothache. A toothache is when a business has a real sore spot and they're looking for the medicine. They need that dentist over the weekend. So Rick and I started talking about this, going back and forth, and It was just unbelievable. We ended up joining some local networking organizations, and you're right about Cohatch. Ariana Eraso here, who's the community manager, she is absolutely a rock star. Love her. She put me in touch with some local business ladies, women who are just leading things. There's Lacey Gardner from CORE, there's Chris Ann Long from Bridge Local, and we just started getting into these organizations, and the first one Rick and I attended, it was a Tuesday and a Wednesday, they did CORE. And in the first group on Tuesday, I think there were about 33 businesses there in attendance. And then the Tuesday group had about 23 businesses. And the first thing they do is they were giving a seminar on basically to the group. And you stood up and kind of gave your 30 seconds, and my 30 seconds was all about employee perks and rewards. And they stood up and started training the group on basically the toothache that every business has, and that was basically getting more Google 5-star reviews and how critical that was to your business from every aspect, from the SEO search optimization, where Google ranks you higher because you have more reviews, you get them more often, you respond to them, and it was like, I'm a data-driven guy, so if your name was a number, I'd never forget it. Okay, I can tell you my driver's license number right now, credit card number, I can tell you my wife's social security, but if your name was Don and I didn't know you, I would literally forget it. So they're putting all these slides up, and I'm looking at this and I'm like going, wait a minute, this is amazing. Well, the next day they did the same seminar in the Tuesday group. Then 2 weeks later, Chris Ann Long with Bridge Local was giving a SEO seminar over at Catapult. There were about 200 people in attendance.
I attended that one. I was there.
Okay, there you go. And she was a rock star, and they had 3 great speakers. And it was the same thing though. I mean, it's all this data around SEO and Google and how that impacts things. So I booked a one-on-one with her after that, and she and I met at her office, and she's just absolutely so brilliant with regard to stuff. And it was an hour meeting that went 2.5 hours, because
that's always, when it's so interesting, you're learning so much.
Yeah, so what happened from that meeting was essentially really what we're doing right now with Eat.Play.Go. So before we were thinking Eat.Play.Go is the savings network, use it as employee perks and rewards and lead with that. Sorry, didn't work. Pivot, okay? Now what we've done is we essentially are going to solve, and we are solving, the toothache of reviews, but more than that for our clients. So we now have the Eat.Play.Go reviews platform. And so what we created is I started meeting with my business owners in my group. And so I meet with one of them, and they said, hey, it was an air conditioning company. And I'm looking at the reviews, and they have 500 reviews at a 4.9 star rating. Now you would think that's good, wouldn't you?
I do think that's good.
Okay, and but when you start asking the questions, I say, how many customers do you see a week? And he said, 100 a week. Okay, that's great. How many are new versus repeat? 80 are new. So you're seeing 320 new customers every single month. Yes, and you only have 500 reviews.
Okay, so put it in perspective.
So when you put it in perspective, they're not getting reviews from customers that would give them reviews if they had an easy way to do it. Okay, when's the best time to get a review done?
I would say right after the service, the check's been written.
Exactly, at the point of purchase or the point of service. That's when they're happiest. They just bought the car, smell the leather. They just got their roof redone. It looks great. They just got an air conditioning service and they were sweating, and now it's fixed. They're happy. So that interaction right there. So what I did is I got another book referred to me was by Shep Hayek, and it's called The Convenience Revolution. And essentially it was all about Amazon and how they did what they did. And they did it by removing the friction from what a customer wants to do. What do they want to do? They want to buy something. Let me make that as easy. Oh, a buy now button. One click. Then it was buy now, it's in your house in 3 days. Then it's 2 days. Then it's 1 day. Now it's in your garage. Now it's 1 hour in Seattle where they're using drones to do it. They just keep removing the friction. So I started looking at all these other review platforms that were out there. I asked him what he used, and he used a certain platform. Then I met with a soft wash company that's in my local group too. And I shout out to Eddie Willis at 2020 Soft Wash because it's just an amazing service. I've used it. And Eddie's a super guy. Same story though. I mean, I sat there, 163 reviews. How long have you been getting them? 2 years. What do you use to get them? Nicejob.co. Okay. Are you paying for that? Yes. Okay. How many customers are you seeing a week? 40. How many are new? 30. 120 customers a month. So what's happening is however you're getting the reviews from these platforms is not convenient for the customer to do it at the point of engagement. So we looked at that and we just said, we gotta help these people, period. And so we went and built that tech and created it.
So how does it work?
So how does it work? It's real simple. Everything's mobile. And so what ends up happening is every single team member who's going to get a review in a company has their own link, okay? They literally just tap it on their phone, it's in their contacts, and it brings a screen up. That screen literally just has give a gift subscription to the customer, and it literally just puts in there, Jim, Carey, email, phone number, hit. So I'm with you, Don. I just rendered great HVAC service. Hey, Don, did I do a great job for you today? Are you happy? Did everything go well? Excellent, fantastic. Let me ask you a question. Would you have a problem giving us a 5-star review? It really means the world to us? Not at all. Fantastic. All I do is I already have you up in my phone. I just hit the button. You get a text message while I'm standing right there with you. And it literally says, hey Don, this is whoever the owner is of the business. Want to thank you for your business today. Means the world to us. We have a gift of thanks that's coming to you in a few minutes, but in the meantime, a 5-star review would mean the world to us if you wouldn't mind. They literally tap that. It takes them directly to the Google 5-star review page. They hit it, type something nice. Hey, Don was a great guy. Air conditioning's working perfect. We have hot tub dealers that are using it. They'll take a picture of their customer in the tub. Car dealers, RV dealers, roofers, whatever. Google loves that organic content. So like so we blew this program up and launched it with to test it in with some hot tub dealers that I know, and they do a lot of hot tub sales, like 2,000 hot tub sales a year. They do them in home shows and they do them in tent sales, things like that. And they're moving, you know, anywhere between 30 and 100 hot tubs in a weekend. They go Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So he started rolling it out. They were getting reviews from 100% of their customers. I'm getting notification because I was on their business page admin, their Google page, so I would get an email every time a customer would leave a review.
Ding, 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 ding.
And yeah, and I would respond as the owner for them. But they were just like, if you looked at their reviews, like most of the companies you look at, their reviews, when you go to Google reviews, it always shows you the most relevant. You click newest, and now you can see how often they're getting the reviews. And it's usually a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago.
As a consumer, that's exactly what I do. I
That's
look
right.
for the dates, I make sure the filter says, hey, the latest one, because I'm gonna go there next week or whatever, that's exactly what I do.
So if you look at the ones on our hot tub dealers, it says an hour ago, 90 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago.
I've never seen that.
If you look at our other customers, like we have 100 customers a week, you know, it'll go out there, it'll say, you know, a day ago, a day ago, a day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago. I mean, it's a game changer. But then what we realized is, okay, we solved the review part of this thing, and that's awesome. So we launched everybody on that, and it works great. We got all the kinks worked out. But what we realized is a business needs 5 things. So we took a more holistic approach to customer engagement and loyalty with this platform versus our competitors online. All they do is get the reviews. Might do a couple of other things, but a business needs 5 things, ideally. Number 1, and most important, a frictionless way to get a 5-star review at the point of engagement delivered. Number 2, ideally, some sort of a gift to say, thanks for choosing me. You could have gone anywhere else with your business. A realtor will give a dinner certificate and a bottle of champagne to a customer that just bought a house, for example. So something, just a little token of our appreciation. Next, how about staying top of mind with your customer all year round with a personalized engagement email sequence that goes out every single month to them that just says, hey Don, this is Jim, reaching out to say hello, checking in with you, making sure everything's okay. Service is our middle name. If there's anything we can do for you, we just give us a call.
And that helps when they find someone who needs a service, the referrals build up.
Exactly. So that's the 5th thing a business needs. So that engagement program. So we built that out, automation for the business. So the business has to do nothing. They don't lift a finger. All those emails go out for that business every single month to every single customer. The next thing we built into this and saw a need for was a business to be able to communicate a message that's timely for their business. For example, air conditioning company. So they can go in their back of their dashboard on our platform, and they can, for next month's email, they can just go in there, they can create a headline, they can create a message, they can create a button and a link to whatever they want to do. It could be, hey, this month, anybody you send me on a referral, you get a free whatever. Okay, hey, this month we're offering 25% off an AC check. So you can use that message to do whatever you want to drive additional business, make them aware of other services you have, and they can personalize that message. So that's the 4th thing. And then like you said, Every message, every one of those ends with, and oh, by the way, if you know anybody who's looking for what we do, we'd be honored if you'd send them our way. Here's my contact information, and drives referrals. So essentially, review, gift, customer loyalty and engagement, personal messaging, and referrals. And so our platform does all of that for businesses. So we pivoted away from the employee perks and rewards initially as our lead-in, and we're using the savings platform as the gift. So what happens is everybody needs savings, right? So what they do is the gift is a 30-day subscription to Eat.Play.Go. And the customer gets exposed to that, and they can start saving and using it immediately. At the end of the 30-day period, they're offered the opportunity to convert to an annual subscription. Our subscribers save about $2,000 or more per year using our platform. It's normally $139, but because of your affiliation with Rick's Air Conditioning Company, it's a 40% discount at $85. So we launched that review platform, and everybody in our networking group that we have on our Tuesday and Wednesday group, they have it for free. And the reason for that is because that networking group helped us understand what the pain point was for businesses and to create this pivot for our company. So from this point forward, it's now a subscription. So it became a new revenue stream we never imagined before. And we're literally, it's inexpensive, $199, sign up fee one time, and $100 a month. And it's unlimited reviews, all the engagement, that entire platform.
Now, are you hosting the reviews or just sending it to Google?
So right now, we are literally just connecting them up directly to the Google Business account.
Okay.
The reason for that is a couple things. You know, and I'm not saying we won't, excuse me, I won't say we won't pivot at some point down the road if it makes sense to do it. But, you know, we've talked to people about sites that capture the review inside their own platform. And that can be cool, but when they push that to Google, it goes through a review process before that Google posts it. As opposed to if you do this directly from your Gmail account and you post it directly to Google, it hits immediately. So we like that. The other thing I don't like about necessarily the capturing the review portion of it, some businesses could use that in a way that I don't think Google would like. For example, let's say you've got a bad review, okay? And that gets posted directly to Google. Well, you get notified, and every business owner needs to respond to their reviews within 24 hours. That's part of the algorithm with Google. The faster you respond, the better, even to bad reviews. And they see what kind of business you are. Because let's face it, every business is going to make a mistake. It's just, what do you do about it? How do you correct it? Do you solve the problem? And so, if you're
sincere about it,
yes,
miscommunication, something went wrong that wasn't explained, you know, as long as it's legit, an issue that can be fixed.
Whenever I Google a company, I go right to the bad reviews, because I want to see, not necessarily what the bad reviews are, but how did the company respond when they got the
As
bad
a consumer,
review?
that's exactly what I do as well.
Yeah, but if you capture the review within your platform and the company then publishes it to Google, they can take those bad reviews and not publish them to Google. You know, they could say, hey, this is a bad one. You know, and number one, that's not ethical. I don't like that. I think, you know, every review should go directly to Google because it's what the customer wants to say. So today, we capture the reviews and send them directly to the Google landing page for that business, and they post it. When they get their, so the first thing that happens, like I said before, is they get a text message while they're engaged with me right now. They leave the 5-star review, and 5 minutes later, they get another text message with the gift that you just gave them. And there's a short video, 1 minute and 30 seconds, that tells them all about the savings platform. They download the app and they can start using it immediately to save money. They also get a welcome email that's customized from the business owner to them. That's HTML, looks great, talks a little bit more about the Eat.Play.Go benefits, and offers up, you know, referrals. But I mean, you can imagine this is really the approach for a business. It can't just be about the reviews, because you want that person when they're at church or they're out at a family gathering and they hear somebody who says, hey, my air conditioner's down. Well, I've talked to you 13 times this year, so you know my air conditioning company's name. It's probably gonna come quicker than just look one up online. And so that holistic approach to the whole concept, get the review, but then keep that customer engaged all year long, that's what we came up with, and that's what's unique about what we're doing.
Yeah, and I meet them. When I moved down here, one of the reasons why I wanted to join the company was, you know, I'm a big believer in it's got to be ethical. It's got to be
Integrity.
and providing a service to the customer. My whole life has been always about what's making the customer happy, what's making the customer satisfied, and it's not all altruistic. In the end, if the customer's happy, they tell more customers, and they tell more customers, and then you build. You know, you want your customers to become your ambassadors of your
That's
product.
Of course.
Let them go out and sell your product because they're so happy with the service they got. So I told Jim the story of, we bought the house when we were still living in the Buffalo area. And we moved down here and bought it kind of sight unseen. Never heard from the realtor again. And it was probably the easiest commission check he ever got, because we bought it in 3 days. Never heard from him again, never got anything. So I meet a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people, that's what I do. And anybody ever ask me, hey, who was your realtor? Who'd you use for your house?
I don't even remember his name.
No,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get his name if I did remember, because he was terrible. So I'm a big believer in, let your customers remember you fondly, and they'll take care of you.
Yeah. When service or sales happens organically, you remember it.
Mhm.
But when it's virtual, you don't remember anything. You don't know. It's a shot in the dark and dice roll to see if you're gonna get happy. Were you happy with your home when you bought it? Were you lucky?
Not particularly. There could have been things that had he shown up would have made things better, and then I would have been much more quickly to want to refer him to other people
That's
and so on
right.
and so forth. But and that was the whole thing too. Even when I was in jewelry, it's still the face to face with customers. Customers want to see your face and know somebody cares about them
That's
at
right.
this business in case something comes up. And so we provide that, and we have all business owners provide that as well too. And I think it's just a win-win for both sides of the coin.
Absolutely. So back to when you said you were 25 years at, what were you at, and then you decided to jump to Eat.Play.Go?
Well,
What were you doing?
I've been in the benefits.
Benefits, okay.
For 30 plus years, and I've had, 3 different companies that I've exited. And I exited my last one, which I was there for about 14 years. I exited them in 2020, mid-2020. And I was just wanting to go in a different direction. I had 3 other partners, and it's kind of like, Mo, Larry, and Curly. Sometimes everyone has their own idea
That's
of where
right.
they want to go. So, I just thought it was time for me to move on. I wanted to do different things. And so the cool thing about this is it involves what I do as a part of it, but it's not it's not the only thing I'm doing.
Sure.
So what happened with this model, and in the book, The Lean Startup, Eric Ries talks about engines of growth. So an engine of growth is traction. It doesn't always have to be about revenue. So if you look at Facebook, for example, their engine of growth was eyeballs. Their engine of growth was, I went to Harvard, a bunch of students came on the platform. Then, we go to Stanford, and a bunch of students came on the platform. And then boom, boom, boom. So they were getting traction. People were liking what they were doing. They were iterating as they went forward, making it better. And that's an engine of growth. They figured out how to monetize it afterwards, but they were getting traction. So for this business, this has now turned into essentially 3 engines of growth for our business. Number one, an engine of growth is the review platform. We never thought about that before, never thought that could be a revenue stream. Now it's we're a software as a service company, so we're digital, so margins are very, very high, and we can deliver that platform. So we'll have businesses that subscribe to our platform. Now take this to the next level. Say we have 1,000 businesses that are subscribed to our platform. And let's say on average, they're giving this away to 40 customers a month, okay? Some are higher, some are lower, but let's say it's averaging 40. So now I've got 40,000 customers that I didn't know who are being exposed to my brand, Eat.Play.Go, the savings platform, that they can save money. And we can do this in any market in the country. We can do it all over because we are literally everywhere. So there's savings everywhere.
It's like an exponential growth.
Yes.
It's just exponentially.
So what happens is those 40 people have a 30-day 40,000 people every month have a 30-day subscription. At the end, again, that's an aggregation, that's a traction that we're getting, it's an engine of growth. We'll figure out through marketing how to better convert those people into paid subscribers. So that's the second engine of growth. Third engine of growth is this. I now have a relationship. So let's go back to books again, okay? Read a book by Gary Vaynerchuk. It's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And the concept is give, give, give before you ask. And so now I can go back to you, Don, and say, hey, Don, you have an air conditioning company. We've been dealing with you for 3 months. Your Google reviews are shooting north quickly like a hockey stick. Are you happy? Jim, I couldn't be happier. You've got your customer engagement going. Yes, couldn't be happier. Do you have a minute? I can talk to you about something else that we've got that I know will help your business. Well, now I have trust with you. I've given. Now I'm asking. Now I go into the employee perks and rewards. I say, wouldn't it be nice to have a team that loves you and you can help them? Because times are tough. people need to save money. Their problems don't end at the door, okay, when they leave on a Friday or they leave at 5 o'clock, or even if they're working remote. Their problems are real. And so you can help them save money doing everything that they do in their life, and you can be responsible for that for $5 a month, a cup of coffee at Starbucks. It's a write-off for your company. It's 95% less than a 50-cent an hour raise, and you're gonna create that work-life balance that they're looking for. Now, that's our third engine.
Your employee retention's gonna stay high.
Sure. Exactly.
You're gonna keep them up instead of that turnover.
Exactly.
Every little benefit keeps someone there, and there is a lot of turnover today in these days. There is a
There's-
lot of employee
and
turnover.
it costs a fortune to train a new employee, and they'll go somewhere else to get better benefits. It's that simple. And so, yeah, so that's now, that it's evolved into that. In 1 year, we've done all this, by the way, in 1 year, and built it from the ground up as a startup. And so, you know, it's been an exciting ride, but now we know what to lead with because we listened to our customer and we pivoted to what their toothache was, and we helped them solve it in a way that other companies aren't doing.
And have you seen anybody else do anything like this?
No, what we've seen is there are SaaS platforms that are online. You got app.podium.com, you got ReviewBuzz, you've got nicejob.co, and there's a proliferation of them. But where they're missing the mark, and some of them are using text message to their credit, where getting the review instantaneously like that is great. But remember, that's just one component. You need 5 things to really drive it home to your customer, because it's about customer engagement and loyalty on a year-round basis. And if you're not doing that, and most small businesses, they don't have the manpower to do it or the staffing to do it. And it's not manpower, it's probably the wrong word today, but they don't have the personnel power to do it, because it could be anybody doing it, but they don't have possibly the revenue to outsource it to a company that's a digital marketing agency that's gonna do that, you know, and all that kind of stuff. They don't have what it takes. So, you know, we can automate it for them, and they just set it and forget it. Literally flushing the one button, getting the review, starts the whole process and keeps it going all year long. The only thing they have to do is, if they wanna put a private message every month promoting a different service, they just go to their dashboard, type it out, put it in, and then it changes every month. If they forget to do it, it's the same offer as the previous month.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah, because if you're not gonna provide it, your competitor, you don't want your competitor to find Eat.Play.Go first, or you're gonna be in trouble. Or if they're both doing Eat.Play.Go, so.
Well, and that's the unique thing about it. You know, we have Eat.Play.Go and no one else does. So, you know, combining the gift of savings is a nice touch. You know, that a customer, can you imagine? I mean, I just went down to a Minuteman Press, you know, and Ryan and Nancy are fantastic. Yes, I'm promoting them. They're absolutely fantastic.
They are, I use them.
Down on Edgewood. So, but I went in there with them, and you know, they've got, they put a QR on their counter, and you think about, so we've come up with so many ways to do this. I'm sitting here at Cohatch with you right now, and we're in the podcast room, and Cohatch has a QR code sitting right on the table in front of me that I can scan to get on their Wi-Fi, or actually to leave a review. Okay, so imagine you can go into any restaurant here in town just about. There's no way for you to give a restaurant a review really easily, but they could take something like this. In our dashboard, they have their own QR code, and literally they can put a table stand up just like this, and it says, hey, thanks for dining with us today. We have a free gift for you. Scan this code. And there's 2 or 3 people at the table, they can all get the same gift. And so if you can imagine, now they go into 1961, Marcos and Emerson over there, good friends again, a great restaurant, and they sit at the table and they had a great experience, and the server said, hey, we've got a free gift, everybody at the table can get it, if you wouldn't mind scanning, and if I did a great job, would you mind mentioning me in a review? No, not at all. Why? Because it's convenient. I can scan it right now, I just put my name, my phone number, my email, I hit it, I get immediate text message asking me for the review, telling me their gift is going to be arriving shortly. So this is going to be incredible for restaurants. The other thing that's differentiating about us with our platform is our cost. These platforms, some of them, G4 is $1,700 a month. Okay, you look at.
They only do reviews. They don't do the.
They do a little more with customer engagement, but $1,700 a month. They have a smaller market going after larger construction companies. You've got ReviewBuzz. ReviewBuzz's plan is $299 a month if you pay monthly, or if you pay annually, $249. That's $3,000 for the year. You know, we're at $100 a month, no contract. We wanted this to be available to everybody, and to be able to do that. I'm meeting with U-Haul tomorrow, or on Tuesday rather, the U-Haul in Lakeland. You know, they want to help their reviews. And what's cool about reviews is if you look at the characteristics of these reviews, When I go into a company that's got 500 reviews and they got a 4.9 star rating, and they're seeing 100 customers or 80 new customers a week, what that tells me is this, and this is what's interesting about human nature, and I did a lot of studying on this. If you have a good experience with a company, you do not feel you're hurting that business by not leaving a 5-star review. You don't. You just didn't get to it, but you're not hurting them because you're not leaving a bad review.
Right.
But people who have a bad experience will go out of the way to hunt you down.
10 or more people.
That's right. So when I look at that and I see that you have 80 new customers a month and your reviews you're getting 5 to 8% capture on new reviews, what it tells me is people aren't mad with you, they are happy with you. And they would actually give you the review if you could take the friction away. Right. So that's why, when I do it right at the point of interaction, I can do it in a text message and it takes me 2 seconds. Because when I leave you, the phone just rang and grandma's got some problem. My kids, my grandkids, my life gets in the way. And I'll get to it if I can, but most people don't. So that's really important.
Absolutely.
So my role is to uncork the bottle here of the enthusiasm of Jim, the CEO.
Yes.
And
A lot of energy.
And then I take it with the day-to-day. I take all this energy and I then have to translate it to all of our employee base and our customers on a day-to-day basis. So love working with this guy because that's infectious. So
Absolutely. So how can people get in contact? What do you suggest? To go to Eat.Play.Go? Do you have a thing for the specific reviews?
So here's what's interesting about this, because when you pivot quickly, the ship turns like an aircraft carrier.
Not like
but it's like 10 miles, before it goes down the road. So our current website is Eat.Play.Go.com, and people could go there. They can get a free 14-day subscription, try out the savings platform for themselves, if they're just as a normal consumer, how they can save money in Lakeland, start using it immediately, book a hotel. You don't have to book your hotel within the 2-week period, just book it within the 2. You could be staying out a year, doesn't matter. You'll still get your reservation, you'll still get the savings, all of that. We have a new site launching, Eat.Play.Go.reviews.com. Eat.Play.Go.reviews.com. That will be the URL for the new review platform. We're building that out right now. We built all the tech and everything first and did all our testing and all of that first.
You gotta make sure it works, you can't offer it.
Absolutely. So the site will come up probably, I would say, probably Monday or Tuesday. That site will come up, Eat.Play.Go.reviews.com. And they can send an email to info@Eat.Play.Go.com, info@Eat.Play.Go.com. And then also, we do have a phone number that they can call as well, and I'm gonna get that for you right now.
Eat.Play.Go reviews.com.
Eat.Play.Go
and
reviews.com. Right now, info@Eat.Play.Go.com.
Okay.
And this, let me get you this. And the phone number they can call is 863-238-2711. 863-238-2711. Any one of those will work. Just reach out to us. Essentially, if your business needs more 5-star reviews and you need a way to capture customer loyalty and engagement, then we'd love to hear from you. We can help.
Or even on a personal level. We're still on the personal level. It's nice at this level of a startup that we can still be on the personal level. We want to get involved as much, talk to everybody we can, hear from everybody we can, and enjoy that, for the time when we can. So if someone remembers how to spell my name, Rick McCumber, RickMccumber at Eat.Play.Go.com. I answer my emails, I answer my texts. We're working on it constantly. Jim Carey, like the actor, better looking, right? Jim Carey at Eat.Play.Go.com.
He's got just as much energy.
Yeah, my email is jec361 at Eat.Play.Go.com. jec361 at Eat.Play.Go.com. Call me on my mobile, 863-660-9597. We're real personable, easy to get along with, and love to talk to anybody all the time.
Oh, and throw my number out there just for fun. It's a 716 area code. Shout out to Buffalo. 716-430-1330. Easy one.
Yeah, easy.
Fantastic, gentlemen. I appreciate your guys' time very much.
Oh, I love it.
And we will promote this as much as we can, get as many people out there, get those reviews going, get those savings going.
We appreciate what you do with the I Am Lakeland. It's a fantastic thing that you do for the people in the area. I hope they appreciate you too.
Yeah, I just enjoy promoting everybody. I really do. Learning how people learn, think, and do, and it's just fun for me. Very social, guess. I'm learning to be social anyway.
Well, thanks a lot, Don. We appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Thank you,
Thanks,
gentlemen, very much.